So the channel hit 1,000 subscribers relatively recently, and we are approaching 1,500 quite rapidly. And I promised last year to one of you guys that I would make a Q&A once I hit 1,000. I recognize that this is a bit late, but I wanted to take time and get all the questions out of you guys that you wanted to ask. So yeah, here you go. My name is Annika, and it's pronounced like that because I'm from Finland, and I'm 26 years old. I feel old. Well, originally I started my YouTube channel because I wanted to try and become less shy when it came to my singing, and I figured that by posting them on YouTube, where I could get faced by strangers and improve myself. Eventually I started to make League of Legends lore videos because back then no one was actually doing it. My first League of Legends lore video is pretty old. And I just love storytelling. I love reading folklore and just bringing enjoyment to people by sweeping them off their feet into this world of fantasy and story. And that's something that I just really wanted to do. So that's why I make these videos nowadays. Yeah, I still play League. I mean, I don't think I would quit anytime soon. I play in a team and I can't leave my teammates behind. And I've actually mained support ever since early season 2. Back then support was really unpopular, and the people I played with, none of them wanted to support, so I just got tossed into that role. And eventually I just started loving saving people's lives in the game and, you know, annoying the hell out of my enemies by stopping their plans and schemes, so I stuck with it. So nowadays I main a bunch of different supports. I try not to focus on one thing only, although I have to say that I probably do favor the more traditional supports like Lulu, Janna, and Ami. I love playing Leona. I like playing Thresh, although it's been a while. You know, all the traditional supports, pretty much. My favorite champion. Oh god, I'm not very good with favorites. Probably if I would have to name one champion that is my favorite, it would be Syndra, but I love Orianna too and Thresh. Those are probably my 3 favorite champions when it comes to their design and gameplay. Although as a support player, I'm also rather fond of Janna. Have to admit that. She's one of my first champions, so she holds a special place in my heart. As for my ranking, this season my highest achieved rankings were Diamond 1 in solo queue and Challenger with my team. Currently though, I have decayed a little bit because I took a trip to Japan, and some other things happened to hold me off of League for a while, so yeah, that happened. But I guess it's the highest ranking that matters the most, so that would be Diamond 1 and Challenger. I have tons of hobbies. I've loved books ever since I was too little to even understand what books were. Ever since my studies made me read oh so much, I've actually been a huge fan of audiobooks. I listen to audiobooks all the time, and I do read books still too, but just not quite as many as I used to when I was younger. I love baking and I love cooking. I come up with pretty crazy recipes every once in a while. I like making sushi without fish and yeah, cakes. Cakes are something I just love, decorating things and, you know, making everything look tasty and sometimes kind of weird with food dyes. Of course I play League of Legends, that is clear. I have my YouTube channel. But I also travel quite a bit, and of course I sing. Singing is probably the most beloved hobby that I have. I have to sing at least every 2 or 3 days, as much as my voice can handle, because otherwise that week is just not gonna be any good. I used to play bass back in high school for a time, and I do know the basics of drums, but when it comes to something that I still play on occasion, piano or keyboard rather is the only thing. I would really like to try cello. I think that's the way it's pronounced in English. I have this friend in Colombia who's a really, really, really talented cellist, and the sounds that they just get out of that instrument, they impress me endlessly. My first video game... It was probably some Mickey Mouse game on Sega Genesis that my cousin had, or Sonic the Hedgehog. When I was little, I didn't have video games myself, but later on, I think that probably Game Boy... No, it was Game Boy Advance. I had Game Boy Advance and then Pokemon Silver on that. That was my first owned video game, I think. I really would have an easier time saying to you what kinds of movies I don't like. I don't like horror. I'm not a huge fan of Westerners. I don't like the cliché chick flicks that much. Not usually. I think it kind of depends on my mood. Lately, I've been going to the cinema mostly to see Marvel movies, you know, superhero movies, because that's all the rage right now and that's what comes out. But probably my favorite genre in the end would be adventure. Usually in some kind of a place or setting that is far off lifted from our, you know, modern and mundane world. Something fantastical or steampunky or just complete sci-fi. Anything that just kind of, you know, lifts you off the ground with it. I really have to check. I don't know. Okay, so I got my toothpaste and it apparently is Pepsodent. Pro time something or other. It's still in my bag after my trip to London. Just a sec. Pro time zinc, a micro... I don't know, I usually just pick whatever has a nice color on it and just use that. But I'll find you guys a picture or something. It's probably on the screen right now. I have watched some anime, not that much to be honest. I could probably count all the animes that I watched with either just my hands or my hands and toes. Favorite anime? I don't know if I have a favorite anime per se, but I do remember that a few years back when I watched Guilty Crown when it came out, I was quite impressed by it. So, don't know if I would still like it as much as I did back then. But if I would have to pick a favorite, I guess that's something that stood out for me. I said earlier I'm not very good with favorites. I definitely liked Rukia from Bleach a lot. Guess I related to her as well. Recently I watched Steins Gate and I really liked Makise Kurisu in it. Maybe another character that I have felt a little bit of a connection with was Nana Osaki. I was actually really struggling with this question. It took me a few days to come up with a proper answer. So before I published this, I asked for my friends to tell me which anime character I resembled the most in their opinion. And these characters are the ones that my friends associate me with the most. I have two options that I would like to choose from. My first choice would probably be a power to soothe any pain, whether it's physical or emotional, mental, any kind. I know that you can't fix everything and fix everyone, and sometimes it's just someone's time to go, but if I could just soothe the pain of a person and help them get through it or to pass on painlessly, I think that that would be a superpower I would really like to have. Another option, which is a lot more lighthearted, has to do with the fact that a lot of my friends actually live outside of my country, and I love seeing different kinds of places and cultures, would be teleportation. If I could just teleport in an instant, just like, I don't know, go to another country and have afternoon tea with my friend, and then go to another country and have like evening hot chocolate with another one of my friends and just talk with them in person all the time while enjoying different kinds of places and cultures and learning new things, that would be just amazing. And of course you would just save so much money when it comes to flights, and it would be far more ecological. So yeah, that's my second choice. Absolutely not. I don't like pineapple on anything or by itself, so why ruin a good pizza? Son of a biscuit. I like son of a biscuit. I'm not currently planning on doing a face reveal, but maybe if we hit 10k or 1 million at some point, or something crazy, and it still is something that you guys want, maybe I will reconsider it, but you know, nobody hold your breath on that. I would want to make a video about League of Legends playing attitude. I have actually had several conversations with completely random people that I met on League of Legends and talk to them about how I handle any kind of anger in the game. I actually, my hand to my heart, I have never flamed on League of Legends in all the years that I played it, and that is a point of a little bit of pride for me, and there is a good reason for that, because I take a certain type of attitude towards the game. I'm a little bit hesitant to share my opinions and my thoughts on the channel. It's just kind of scary to put yourself out there on the internet, and then sometimes you get trolls and you get picked apart, and maybe someday I will be ready for it, but I'm not sure if I'm yet. I want to try and reach more of you guys. That's my dream right now for the channel, and of course I want to improve my content. I wish I was able to come up with some kind of a way to make videos a little bit faster so I could make more of them, but currently it has to be once a week. I just don't have the time or the resources or capability of doing more right now, so yeah, that's the thing. In a nutshell, I want to help my channel grow, bring happiness to people, and just enjoy the life to the fullest. Can I rap? Well, you tell me. One thing, I don't know why, doesn't even matter how hard you try. Keep that in mind, I designed this rhyme to remind myself how I tried so hard in spite of the way you were mocking me, acting like I was part of your property, remembering all the times you fought with me. I'm surprised it got so things aren't the way they were before. You wouldn't even recognize me anymore. Not that you knew me back then, but it all comes back to me in the end. Kept everything inside, and even though I tried, it only fell apart. What it meant to me will eventually be a memory of the time I tried so hard.